So I just got a quote from my contractor for $19,205.33. So this is for the contract work on my rental property. I have a duplex that I'm fixing up. I closed on this property just a few months ago in May, and now things are starting to move along a lot faster than before. If you guys are interested in my real estate property, go follow me on Instagram. I update that daily, every single morning, every time I go check out the property, and I give you guys a lot of good insight, and I try to give you guys good insight on what I'm seeing, what I'm trying to fix on a day-to-day basis. So go follow me on Instagram if you haven't already. My name is Bruce Wang. I'm a real estate investor, dividend collector, and I just recently turned YouTuber earlier this year. This channel is all about my investments and what I'm doing online, what I'm doing in the real world, and I try to share with you guys as much as I can without jeopardizing my privacy. And sometimes it gets really hard to share some stuff just because I do make a lot of embarrassing mistakes that I could easily have not made if I just paid a little bit more attention and stuff like that. But I try to be as transparent as I can, and I lay everything out for you guys to learn, and I do appreciate the feedback that I get in the comments as well. But in today's video, I will be talking more about dividend investing and real estate investing. So right here is my M1 Finance portfolio. I started this just a few months ago. When it comes to my investment in the stock market, it is a lot less capital intensive than compared to my real estate investments. A $20,000 repair, a $20,000 quote here will fix up 2 units. That's not including electrical, and that's not including plumbing. But when it comes to investing in dividends, in stocks, you can invest a few $100s here and there, and you will still see a return relatively quickly, probably within a month or a few months. When it comes to the real estate side, it takes a lot longer to see returns, especially if there's delays in your contracting, delays from the city telling you to put something up to code and stuff like that. A lot of variables go into my real estate investments. So I think that's why it is a lot easier to start with investing in the stock market, investing in dividend stocks. That is the closest thing. The closest thing is probably investing in REITs. So that is the closest thing to investing into real estate. A lot of you guys are interested in both. I'm interested in both. That's why I'm doing both. So when it comes to the portfolio, I'm sitting at just under $2,000. Total gains right now, total returns for me right now is less than 5%. And earned dividends is only $8. So as you can see, I'm kind of excited, but not really that excited. The gains and the market returns are really slow compared to what I'm doing in the real world. But this is very comfortable for me to invest such smaller amounts because I'm more new to the game of dividend investing. I invest $200 every single week into my portfolio. I'm learning as I'm going, and I try not to go into too many risky stocks. So taking a look at my portfolio, I consider this very diverse, and in my opinion, I think that the more diverse your portfolio is, the less volatility you're going to see, and because of that as well, you might see less gains from that. And that is what I think is happening to my returns here. I'm not seeing that much returns overall. Most of my portfolio is consisted of the money that I deposit in every single week, and how I make that money is from saving and from my salary job. So yes, I do have a job. I'm a part-time YouTuber. If I make a lot more money from YouTube, I might consider quitting, but I will give you guys a more of an inside look at actually how much money I'm making on YouTube as well. So stay tuned for that video. So when it comes to this portfolio, it is very low maintenance. I don't really have to do that much work compared to my Robinhood portfolio. So overall, the portfolio is looking good and very steady. The Robinhood portfolio is also looking pretty good. I'm just about to hit $6,000. So I think that will be probably my next video when it comes to the Robinhood challenge. So like I was saying earlier, I'm invested in real estate. You see me investing in the stock market. I try to share with you guys what's going on in my real estate, but the videos don't really get as much views as the dividend investing stuff. I just don't know. So that's why I'm really hesitant to keep making real estate videos. But as I keep doing them, I will get better, and maybe eventually the views will start to follow. So typically my days are, I wake up early, I will go work out for an hour, hour and a half, sometimes even 2 hours. And then after that, I go check up on all my rental properties. I have 2 and right now I'm doing construction on one. I'm not gonna lie, it takes a lot of money to start investing in real estate. Let's say if the average home in America costs around 200 to 300,000, I believe, maybe even less than that. So you're gonna need at least a 20% deposit down if you want to be able to purchase one of these properties. 20% down on a $200,000 property is gonna be $40,000. And that's not even included with closing costs. That's not included with, renovation costs and all that other stuff. So I think that's why going into the stock market, investing in dividend stocks is a lot easier, especially if you're a beginner. I don't know that many people that can save up $40,000, $50,000, especially when they're in their 20s, trying to live life and all that stuff. Like, I know I couldn't. I was only able to start saving that type of money after, I had fun, and then after I got married and, start buckling down on my finances. So if you're just beginning and you want to get into real estate, I think that you should learn how to save money. A lot of you guys are smarter than me, so even if you're younger, you might be able to save up that much money to, buy a property in your area. Every area is different. I know that there are some houses down in the middle of the country that you can probably buy outright for $100,000, and in California and New York, the average house is probably about $1 million or more. What you can do is you can move to an area where the real estate cost is a lot lower, or you can just do with what you got in your area, like I am. I've lived in right outside of Boston for mostly my whole life, other than during the time that I was traveling around the world. And I've known this market for a long time. I've grown up doing real estate. I've been painting houses since I was probably 10 years old, trying to learn how to fix stuff here and there. So here's the property that I'm doing all of my renovation costs. This is the one that I got quoted $20,000 to fix the 2 units. As you can see, everything is pretty messed up. I try to be as minimal as I can, but I still have to pull some permits, so that does cost me a little bit extra. All the cabinets are coming out. I finally, determined that it needs to come out, and I need to get new cabinets in there. This is just unrepairable. It looks okay I think it looks all right now, but for the rents that I want to get, it's gonna be a lot easier to get rents a lot higher with new cabinets. As of this moment, this painting from this child is still in the house. I'll give you guys an update on when I remove it, or maybe I should just keep it. I don't know. But if you saw my last video on this property, I bought it for $250,000, around that range. I'm putting in $20,000 from this one contractor. I think plumbing and electrical should be another maybe $20,000 roughly. I'm getting a quote tomorrow for the plumbing, so I'll let you guys know about that. And all in, I'm probably gonna be around $300,000, and I'm estimating the rents should be around $3,000 per month for the whole unit, for both units, not just one. So $3,000 in rents. So my strategy for real estate investing is very simple. I go to the best area and I find the worst house, and I buy that house, and I try to add value in as much as I can, bring up the value of the house as much as I can, and then I rent it out. I'm planning to hold this long term, maybe 20 plus years, until the mortgage is all paid off, and eventually, I can refinance. I could pass it on to my kid, and they could have that. They could live there if they want to live there. They could, rent it out. They could refinance it, use the money to pay for college. There's gonna be endless possibilities there. But what I do know is that I think I am moving in the right direction, and after this place is done, I'll be saving up more money, and I'll be reinvesting that into the next property. And what I like about real estate is that each problem can be solved one step at a time. Like, you don't really have to know everything about real estate to get into real estate. And that's how I started. Like, there's a lot of stuff on my first property that I messed up so many times. I did, and I really wish I documented that for you, but I just wasn't in the headspace to do it back then. And so let me give you some examples. This property, I think it took me about 6 months to find. And after I, walked in there, I knew that this place was gonna be the place that I wanted to buy. So I put in the offer as fast as I could. My offer got accepted. This was a foreclosure, by the way. So I had to deal directly with the bank, and it took a really long time to have all that processed, because banks, if you didn't know, they just work really slow. The employees of the bank, they just work at whatever pace they want to work, because they're not incentivized to make more money in that way, like as a real estate agent would, or a real estate investor would. The first issue I had with this property is the budget. So 20% down on 250 is $50,000. That is a big chunk of change. And now that I got the property under my name, the next issue is budgeting with the contractors. I didn't want to make this place super nice. I just want to make it livable, very basic, very minimalistic, and that is what I got quoted. So all in all, I think after my deposit and after the renovations, I'll be in this property for $100,000, and that is a lot of money, especially compared to everything that I have in the stock market. But finding the right contractor to do the right jobs, that does take a lot of time, and that took a lot of planning and a lot of meetings, and luckily I found somebody that can do it for a very affordable price. And I actually know this contractor for a long time now. He's done some work for my family in the past, so that does really help, having some type of network, to know contractors, to know real estate agents, to know electricians, plumbers, or you can just Google people like I did. I got a few bids on this, and typically the people that I found on the Google pages, they typically charge a lot more. That's just how it goes. Contractors that work with the people locally that are not really big business type contractors, they are typically going to be on the cheaper side, and the bigger construction companies, everything they do is more standardized, and that does come with a lot of extra cost. So obviously I went with the local guy that is a little bit more affordable and a little bit less stressful on my pockets, and hopefully this turns out well, and I'll let you guys know on the updates on Instagram. Don't forget to check it out. If you want to start investing in real estate, make sure you have the budget for it. For me, it took me a long time to save up that money, but that's just me. I'm a good saver, and I don't spend that much money on stuff that I don't really need. And if you're just beginning, you don't have a high salary or something like that, you have to learn some skills that pay a high salary. Like, I can't really make it any simpler than that. You really have to do it. You really need to put in the work. Start a side hustle if you can. Sell some stuff on eBay if you can. YouTubers make a lot of money nowadays. It's kind of crazy how much money they make. Graham Stephan made $163,000 a month. That's almost $2 million a year. But that guy's an animal. He's a beast. He's like the unicorn. Not many people like him out there. And if you don't have a high salary, you're not good at budgeting, and you're not good at saving, I think investing in the stock market is the way to go. It's going to be a lot easier, and you can start with a smaller budget like I'm doing with my channel. But one thing that you can do to gain some experience in the real estate world is go to a lot of open houses in your area. I think this is the best way to do it. Go to at least like 100 open houses. There's going to be open houses every single weekend during the summertime. Go on Zillow, go on realtor.com. Those are two pretty good sites that you can find a lot of places in your area. And after you see 100 different homes, 100 different apartments, or whatever you guys want to invest in, you'll know what is a good deal and what is not a good deal. Yeah, and in that 6 months that I was looking for this property, that's what I was doing. I was looking at a lot of different properties on the MLS, on realtor.com, going to all these different places. And when I walked into this place, I knew that for this price, this is exactly the deal that I wanted. Yeah, that's going to be my pro tip for the day. Go to a lot of open houses and learn your market, or learn the market that you want to start investing in. This is all the legwork that you have to do before you start investing in real estate. And if everything I'm saying is too complicated, just invest in some REITs. There's a lot of REITs out there, especially on M1 Finance. There's a gigantic list out there. And if you still want to learn more about investing and see my journey, go check out these videos here. Hopefully these will help you out and give you a better idea of what I'm trying to say here. And don't forget to Leave me a like on this video if you've enjoyed it, and if you haven't already, subscribed. I make 3 videos every single week, and hit that notification so you guys know every video that's going to be coming up. I love you 3000. I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.